Hey y'all, welcome to our monthly energy report. I'm Peyton, joined by Corey and Yaila. And in today's video, we are bringing you the energy report for the month of July. So we're going to start out with Yaila, who is going to share a collective energy reading with us. Then Corey is going to tell us what is going on with the astrology. And then I'll wrap us up by sharing a channeled message from the Pleiadians. So, Yaila, what do you have for us for the month of July?
Thank you, Peyton. So if you've tuned into our videos before, I just do a live collective reading. So give me a moment just to tap in. I close my eyes because I'm clairvoyant. So let me just connect to the energy of the collective for July 2023. Okay, and I would like to ask for a blessing. Anybody tuning into this video receives the information and healing and a message for their highest and best good, and just ask the Creator to guide me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so I'm getting a really beautiful orange color for the collective. And it was funny because when I was looking for the color, I was seeing the color orange, but I was also hearing the color blue. So let me just kind of see what that is representing for the collective at the moment. A lot of sacral energy. So our sacral chakra is right there with our creativity. It's the chakra that is your second chakra, just between your belly button and your pubic bone. And it normally correlates to your creativity, your connection to yourself, kind of your essence, your energy. But it also can correlate to when it comes to life situations. Many times your romantic relationships and money is also, it kind of wraps into your self-worth in that second chakra. So it feels like that orange color is really tapping into your self-worth for this month of July, and how that's manifesting in the relationships, and even how you're bringing in your financial stability. So let me just kind of see why I also heard blue and what that is. It feels like this is piggybacking from previous readings where it's still about speaking your truth. So blue, it's like true blue. Who are you at your core? And are you sharing your truth? Because the more you speak your worth to yourself and the more you speak your worth to the world is really what's going to be reflected back to you. And holding in that integrity of your worth, who you know you are, what you deserve, situations, people, places, things that you want to be involved in. So it's kind of overall energy for the collective. Let me just kind of see what is some helpful information for you tuning in for July. And they're giving me the word seasons. And so just like on our planet, we have different seasons throughout the year. When I asked what seasons, and they've kind of been bringing in that term for me all day today, just leading up to this reading. So when you think of seasons, you're not always fully in bloom. You're not always fully expressed. The tree doesn't bear fruit all year long. It has cycles, it has seasons. And so if you find yourself in kind of, or have found yourself in a dormant phase where it just feels a little quiet, you're still kind of planting your roots, you're watering the seeds that you're wanting to create, and you're not even sure, what the harvest is going to look like. Do not worry about what season you're currently in. Even if you're seeing other people around you, just like on the planet, different plants and different things around us have different cycles, different seasons where they come into their full fruit. So just know if you're seeing other people around you in their fruit bearing phase, but you feel like you're in a dormant phase, don't take that personal. It has nothing to do with your worth. Still honor and hone what is true of integrity for yourself, is kind of what they're saying. So just pay attention, maybe check in for yourself. What season are you in right now? Are you planting seeds? Are you nourishing where you're trying to create roots? Or are you in the full bloom and fruit? And there's no right or wrong. It's just where you're at, and to give yourself a little bit of a break around that one. So let me just kind of see what else they have for you, the collective tuning in for July. This also kind of feels very similar, but it feels like it's a really strong thing to watch out for is comparison. And I think it's been said before, but comparison is the thief of joy. So again, looking at what season are you in right now? And are you comparing yourself harshly to what other people's seasons are at? So be careful if you're in that despair and compare mode, and just kind of look and see, where is that originally coming from? For many times, it's the stories that we created when we didn't fully know the situation growing up. And so now this is a time for you to be able to revisit and just kind of see where those beliefs came from, and watching where you are comparing to other people. Second side note of that to watch out for is watching how you are comparing other people's reactions to what's going on in the world, because there is a lot that's being stirred up in the collective right now. A lot of trauma is being brought to the surface for a lot of people, and how they are learning to manage it or distract from it is going to show up in different ways. And so letting people kind of go through their own process without comparing how you would handle it. People are doing the best they can with the information they have. And so this is not a time to judge other people or tear other people down because they're not handling the situation the way you would. This is a time for compassion and not comparison. So that's something to be mindful of and watch out for as things are unfolding in the collective right now. Let me just see what else is helpful for you all for the month of July 2023. And this one's definitely hitting hard in the heart today. Your life is a gift. Your time on the planet is a gift. Our time with each other is a gift. Sorry if I'm crying. If you read the last post, I just lost my dad. And our time here is a gift. And your life is precious. Your life is a gift. And everything that's showing up for you is a gift. So if you can look at that with the lens of love, everything that's showing up for you is for your highest and best good. And if you can remind yourself it's for the gift, for your greatest good, for your greatest ascension, you will blow through the month of July with flying colors. So I'm going to leave it off there, and I will turn it over to you, Corey. What is the astrology report?
Thank you, Yaila. Well, this is the astrology report for July 2023. And as I always do, is the first half of July is in Cancer season. That's family, nurturing, healing childhood wounds. If you're feeling that you've been wanting to stay at home or spending extra time with family, Yaila, that was perfect. That was perfect. That's Cancer season. In the first half of July, we will be in Cancer season. So it's a water sign. And so there's a lot of emotions attached to it. So let those emotions flow. Don't hold them in. Through the lens of love, as Yaila says. And then the second half of July is going to be Leo season. Leo is a fire sign. And Leo is the show-off. Leo is the drama. Leo stands out. Leo rules the heart. So the second half will be much more dynamic in the sense of outward energy and standing out and maybe showing off a bit. So those are the two seasons that we will have in July. So to start off with, July 3rd, we have a lot going on July 3rd. We have a full moon in Capricorn. Capricorn rules top-down structures, control, government, schools, et cetera, et cetera. But it's also an opportunity when we have a full moon to release what no longer serves us. So anything that has been getting in the way of work, life balance, that'll be a good energy to focus on during the full moon in Capricorn. And we also have, Jupiter, the expansion planet, is going to be sitting with the North Node, say that fast 10 times, North Node in Taurus. So Jupiter's the expansion planet, and Taurus rules values and money and creature comforts, in the sense of Taurus is very sensitive to materials. They're the textile sign that likes soft, comfy things. So hopefully we will see some expansion in maybe our money situation that we've been in. Remember that we are in a part of the world now that is tearing down old structures to build a new world. And we're still in that energy in July. We also have the sun will be with Mercury in Cancer. So again, with that Cancer season, and Mercury is the mind. So we'll be thinking a lot about, or you could be thinking a lot about family. And what does family mean to you? Cancers also carry in, Mercury being the mind, old childhood wounds. It's been my experience in the people that have predominant Cancer in their chart that they always carry a childhood wound that desperately needs to be healed. And it's hard for them to move on until they heal that childhood wound or wounds. So Mercury in Cancer is going to emphasize our minds thinking about family and wanting to be with family, possibly just wanting to be at home, having a home-cooked meal and spending time with your loved ones. And it's also a water sign. So the beginning of July has a lot of water energy. So it is a heightened emotional state of being in early July. And then Venus and Mars are going to be together in the sign of Leo. So that's some hot, fiery, steamy love. Because Leo rules the heart. So when they're coupled together, there is opportunity for maybe love interest coming in. Or if you're already with a love interest, it's the opportunity to be able to add some spark and fire to a relationship. As long as it is through the lens of love, not fighting. Well, sometimes a good fight. We won't go there. And then on the 10th, Mercury, that mind, Mercury the mind, is going to enter Leo. So it's a time for thinking about what is it that you want to put out into the world. Because Leo would be the actor, the person who is on center stage. The one who speaks out, the lion that roars, loudly. So Mercury, the mind, will be feeling a lot of creativity. And through the heart, because Leo rules the heart, which is amazing. And then we have a new moon in Cancer on the 17th. So again, it's that water sign, and it's a great opportunity to manifest, because new moons are about manifesting. So it's a great opportunity to maybe manifest, could be a new home, redoing your home, redecorating your home. Could be about planning for a family. So there's a great opportunity with the new moon in Cancer to redo your home and think about what does home mean to you? And if there's any emotional things that you would like, emotional wounds or feelings that you would like to manifest moving forward, great time with the new moon in Cancer. One of the big things that is going to happen also on the 17th of July is we have the North nodes changing signs. The North nodes, we all have our own individual North node and South node. This is where, where the South node clears karma, and the North node is like our North Star, what we work on moving forward. And we have the collective nodes, the North node and the South node. We have been in North node Taurus, which is slow and steady, wins the race, right? Slow and steady. Finances, money, what do we value? And it has an 18-month cycle. So we're, in July, we'll be changing signs to Aries and Libra. So for the next 18 months, the collective, right? It's like a collective theme that we will all be in, if you so choose to, will be in Aries, that North node. So Aries is very independent. Aries is about the self. It's the first zodiac sign when we talk about tropical astrology, and it's about the self. So the collective theme could be about self-mastery, not about just me, I, right? So doing what you want to do, how you want to do it, and it doesn't matter who you bowl over, because Aries is the ram, who you bowl over, or not caring about, who you hurt. But being in that self-mastery of, because we have a lot of water also in the month of July, is how we master our emotions, how we master ourselves to become leaders, not leaders on our own, but leaders to lead the collective. So this is it's a fire sign. So we've been in Earth for the past 18 months, and we're going to move to fire, which is an accelerated pace. Then the South node will be in Libra, because there's always the North node, which we move towards. If you have the awareness, which I just told you, so you do, move towards. And then the South node is like the karma clearing, what is going to be brought up to be healed and cleared. And as we have all these, side note, as we have all these videos on energy and energy tools, this too would be a great time to go back and review some of those videos that we've done, so that you can find a tool that will help you when these situations of Libra come up, to help heal and clear them. So what is Libra? This whole North-South node is going to be the difference between independence, Aries, and dependence, Libra. So Libra has a tendency to be, it's codependent. Libras have a tendency to sacrifice their own beingness, their own happiness, just to keep peace. So oftentimes it's hard for a Libra to be their own person while they're in a relationship and still stay true to themselves, because the Libra always wants everyone happy at any cost. And so oftentimes Libra will sacrifice themselves just for the sake of peace. So because that Aries is the self and the Libra is, I'm not going to say the lack of self, but sacrifices oneself. There might be situations that come up where you do find yourself not sticking to what you stand up for, what you believe in, just so that you can keep peace. So that's some of the themes that will be coming up to be healed and cleared for the next 18 months, starting July 17th. So there'll be more about that as time goes on. And then the sun will move into Leo on the 22nd. And then we move into fire. So the second half of July is going to accelerate. The pace is going to really accelerate in the second half of July. And also Venus. Okay, so on top of that, everything is going to accelerate because of the Leo fire. However, we have 1, 2, 3, and then a fourth planet in retrograde in July. Retrograde is when the planets appear to be moving backwards. When planets are in retrograde, it's time to reevaluate, all the RE words, reevaluate, review, and take a look at, what you have been doing. And if there's anything that you want to redo, the retrogrades are the opportunity to do that. So we have Saturn that is retrograde. Saturn is about control. We have Pluto that's in retrograde. That's about power. So, reviewing where have you maybe exhibited too much control or allowed others to control you. All right. Pluto is power. So that is retrograde. Neptune is about deception. So those 3 planets in the beginning of July are retrograde, and all these planets will be retrograde until October or November 2023. Venus on the 23rd will go retrograde. And Venus is the love planet. It's about what you love, how you love. So to reevaluate, review, maybe redo a relationship or love, or how you do love, or what do you love in your relationships or life, period. So even though we have this accelerated pace on the second half of July, we still have those planets retrograde. So you might feel this kind of a push-pull, push-pull. The important thing is that the energies of July is to go inward. These energies really help us to go inward, to take a look at what we'd like to change moving forward, or just take a review of the year that we've lived so far in 2023, which has been very challenging. Out in the world, there will be a lot of chaos still. But we have the choice to either engage in that chaos or learn from that chaos and go within and not engage in that chaos. These are the top-down structures being torn down to take us into the new age of Aquarius, this new world that we are embarking upon. And the energies have been so strong, and I can't wait to hear from the Pleiades about it. Let's see, anything else? Mercury, again, Mercury's moving really fast in July. So it's, goes from Cancer to Leo to Virgo on the 28th. So our minds will be thinking a lot. When it goes through Cancer, because the Cancer rules the moon, and the moon changes every 2 days, it'll be, watch out for moodiness. Or if you're feeling moody, no, it's because Mercury is in Cancer in the beginning, and then it will go to Leo, which will be much more fiery, and then it will go into Virgo. So Mercury, the mind. Virgo is service orientated. Virgo is very organized. So you might think about what you'd like to organize. Virgo can also be very critical. So we have to watch our minds in that part of Virgo that can be very critical. And instead, change that into being of service. How can you serve the collective right now? First, by going inside and mastering the self. And then being able to go out in service to help the collective. So July is going to be a ramped up month. There's no doubt about that, but we're in that period right now. And so remember, bring the love, choose love over fear. What is the loving thing to do and say for all concerned, you included? So that's my astrological report for July 2023. And here's Peyton with the Pleiades.
Hey y'all, I'm Peyton, and as you know, I channel the Pleiadians. So what they wanted to share with us for July was to talk a little bit about some interesting energies that we had about 2 weeks ago. So if you are in the spiritual community, you no doubt saw the Schumman Resonance that hit record levels about 2 weeks ago. We were hitting over 185, I think, for like 2 days in a row. And the chart was like nothing we have ever seen before. And this, of course, set the spiritual community on fire, trying to figure out what is going on, what does this mean? And so the Pleiadians wanted to tell us a little bit about what that was and what that means for the next couple of weeks. So according to the guides, the message that we saw on the Schumman, or what registered on the Schumman Resonance, was actually a coded message for humanity. And what they said is this was not a message for our mind. So this was not something that was intended for us to be thinking about, playing with in the mind. They said it was a message for our DNA. So what they said was happening was that this energy was intended to unlock some of the damage that has been done to our DNA over humanity's history. And if you have heard the Pleiadians talk about galactic history before, you know that humanity has been tampered with many, many times, and our DNA has been, according to the story, altered pretty dramatically and in pretty catastrophic ways. So according to the Pleiadians, these energies are helping to undo that damage. So what they said is that it is going to take us several weeks to integrate these energies at the cellular level. So what the guides are encouraging us over the next couple of weeks to do is to really be gentle with the physical body, because we are interpreting all of this energy and processing it at the cellular level. So the guides are encouraging us to be super gentle if your body really is struggling to process the energies, because it's going to take us a little time to integrate this massive download that came through. So what else is happening as a result of this wave of energy that came through is that the guides say that it is giving us the chance to redefine our entire reality, to change our collective contracts. So they said we are in a window right now where we have the opportunity to make a quantum leap in consciousness. So according to the Pleiadians, the rules of 3D no longer apply to us. Now, we can always choose to do things the old way and live in a 3D way, but they're saying we don't have to. We are fundamentally redefining our entire reality right now. So July is going to be a really huge month for us because according to the Pleiadians, we are forming new collective agreements, the very agreements that form our entire reality. So this is a massive opportunity that we have right now. And they said that we are redesigning our reality around the concept of freedom for all. So July is going to be a huge energetic opportunity. And one of the ways that the Pleiadians say that we can go about this, take advantage of these energies, is by starting to pull our energy out of 3D, because our energy is holding up the old structure. That's why we still feel like we see it around us. It is because we still have an energetic investment in it. So the guides are encouraging us to be in a process of creating the new reality. They say we have to pull our energy out of the old. Otherwise, we're trying to go in two directions at the same time. And it's something they encourage us to start doing as often as we can, because as long as we are energetically supporting the old, that's energy that's not available for the new. And now is the time that we are creating our new reality, our new society. So what do you want to support? What do you want to have in your new reality? Because we are negotiating those contracts right now. So now is the time to be focused on what we want to create. So this is going to be a very big month that we have ahead of us because we are changing everything. And something that is going to go along with this, according to the Pleiadians, and Corey kind of touched on this, is that we're going to start seeing people having very different experiences depending on the timeline they are on. So they wanted to prepare us for this because we are going to see people having vastly different human experiences. Because as the Pleiadians have told us so many times, there is not a single timeline. There is not a single collective. There are infinite timelines, infinite collectives. So we are going to see people making different choices. So they encourage us to stay focused on what we want to create, because as y'all have noticed over the past couple weeks, the 3D circus is ramping up, trying to get your attention, trying to distract you onto lower timelines. And you decide what you allow in your reality. And we're renegotiating that right now. So now is the time for laser focus and being very clear within yourself what is going to be in your new reality and what do you not allow in your new reality, because you are in charge of it all. So the Pleiadians have just wanted to let us know how strong the energies are for us right now and how they are going to be affecting us over the next couple weeks. And we have the opportunity to make massive changes right now. So it's a great time to take advantage of that and use these energies to create the new that you want to bring in, because it's energetically supported now. So that is what they had for us for July. Ladies, anything else that is coming up for you that you want to share? No? We're good? All right. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning into our videos. We always appreciate you, and we just love your comments. And we're always grateful for your likes, your shares, and your follows. Please keep it up and let us know if any questions come up for you. We will see you next month. Have a great July, guys. Bye.